Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review, and today from McFarlane Toys, we are featuring J. Scott Campbell's Danger Girl Major Maxim. Alright, so I did showcase this action figure in a previous video. At the time, I was kind of on the fence on whether or not I wanted to fully unbox it, just because one of the pieces is actually broken. This dude here comes with like this banner flag accessory, and the flagpole I think is cracked, and then some of the pieces are actually floating around in the tray. So after much deliberation, I decided, you know what, I can't find a new one in decent shape, mint on card, that I'd like to open. So this one's been staring me in the face, and I'm like, you know, just open it already. You know, I can't hang it up either because the weight of the figure has caused the bubble to kind of separate from the cardboard backing. So all signs point to just open me. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to open up Major Maxim. He's kind of like the key villain in the original Danger Girl series, if you're unfamiliar with that. Danger Girl was kind of like a cheesecake, kind of like espionage, spy, high adventure. A comic book published in the late 90s and early 2000s. Some of the other figures in the wave were the Danger Girl trio of Natalia, Sydney, and Abby Chase, which are featured here. And then we have Major Maxim. Here's his bio on a very G.I. Joe inspired file card. This action figure is from 1999. So it's 24 years old. And even though I am fond of, you know, keeping some action figures mint on card, especially stuff from this time period, you know, like I said, you know, the figure's broken. I can't find a decent one online. And with the bubble separating from the cardboard, you know, it's time to let this guy out. Alright, so he comes with a display base, which is nicely decorated and painted. It's so much better than some of the McFarlane bases we get nowadays. You know, for McFarlane, you just get that circle base. This one has Major Maxim. It looks like a decal that's put applied onto here. It looks like a water slide decal, actually. So maybe you can actually, if I want to, maybe scrub it off. But this looks great, a brick texture, you know, it's nicely dry brushed and highlighted to give it a much more realistic effect. And very subtle, you can see the Danger Girl logo right there. And then here's, yeah, this is what I was talking about. So the flagpole is broken, here's some of the broken pieces. Maybe it's still serviceable, we'll see. But, you know, action figures, especially depending on when they were made and what quality of plastic, some plastics become very brittle over time. You know, we see that with some action figures like in the McFarlane and like NECA. I think like even for like NECA action figures, I think they even give you a warning nowadays telling you that older figures might be more fragile to handle. Which isn't always very reassuring. You know, when you buy something, I think you want to know that it's going to last forever. And here's the really cool banner. I think this is great. This would be very much at home, like in alongside like any of the McFarlane Warhammer 40K action figures. You know, if you're familiar with Warhammer, it's very grim, dark, and it uses a lot of kind of imagery that's very striking and very authoritative, like this. Nice shade of red. And this plastic does feel kind of brittle, so handle with care, you know, especially with it being as old as it is. Oh, the Major Maxim figure. This looks awesome, and his little hat came off. One of the reasons why I bought this also is because I kind of felt like, in terms of the proportions, he'd be kind of off. But for some reason, I thought this would look decent next to a G.I. Joe Classified series figure, but it's really, really large. You know, for example, here's a Marvel Legends figure, and it wouldn't scale properly. You know, he just tower over all the G.I. Joes. But next to like a McFarlane DC figure, you know, it's very much at home. And then here's the hat. It looks great. It looks very tyrannical, very dictator-like. They give you 2 cartridges for the gun. Nicely detailed. I'm so fond of toys from the early 2000s and late 90s. And then this easy clips in. The plastic materials from these toys, though, from back then, they weren't the greatest. You know, they don't really withstand the test of time. Yeah, that looks great. Look at that. That's so cool. And then he comes with these torches. Again, handle with care. The material on these feel kind of brittle. Yeah, if you've handled any of the older McFarlane stuff from back in the day, you know, don't be surprised. Stuff breaks all the time. Especially like as they just get older. Here's another broken piece from the flagpole. And here are those pieces. Yeah, you can see where it cracked right there. I think it's still serviceable. I might be able to just like shave down the size, you know, take a file to it and cut it down. And then the deal with this is that, you know, you mount these onto this. And then you get the banner. And then you mount that onto the display base here. But this feels really, really fragile, and I don't want to crack it any further. I'll figure out a way to do this later, but it's really well done. It's nice to preserve it. But it kind of pains me that it's broken. You know, maybe I could find like a copper rod or a steel rod that's this diameter and just substitute it. And then here are the torches. Again, these feel kind of fragile as well. Not necessarily the tops, but the post that they stand on. And again, you're going to mount these on the display base toward the front, like that. These are really cool. And then the figure, let's take a look at the figure up close. And I lost his funny hat. Where's your funny hat? Okay. Here's the hat. And then here's the figure itself. He has a very small head. It's like kind of like in Beetlejuice. You know, that dude with the tiny head. Here's his life support. It's kind of very Darth Vader-like. The sculpting and the paint application is very reminiscent of the late 90s and early 2000s. You know, this is when stuff was all hand sculpted. And the articulation is very limited. You know, not a whole lot moves. But overall, for me, it's a fantastic piece. I'm glad I opened them, but at the same time, I kind of wish I had a nice one mint on card. I'm so fond of this era. Yeah, so overall, great looking action figure. If you're a fan of Danger Girl, or if you just want a really cool looking villain, you know, at a 7-inch, 8-inch scale, you know, seek this guy out. He's not going to disappoint you. It's really cool. Alright, so with that being said, let's wrap this one up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. Alright, later.